quite yet. Let's just meet in center, roll those shoulders up, back and down, bring it into the arms and the elbows, step out a little bit. As you come forward, I want you to round your shoulders, go into that nice forward stretch, then open, bring your arms into that stick up position, squeeze those shoulder blades together, even if your ribs pop up, bring it down and around again, round, lift, squeeze, back down and around, lift, squeeze, back down. A couple more times. And then we're going to bring that down as we open. We're going to come down, round, squeeze, round and squeeze. So it's just in the upper back at this point, round and squeeze, round and squeeze. Good, round and squeeze, and then send that tailbone long, tuck the tailbone under, extend that spine, and then big deep breath in, and we'll start a step touch. I want you to angle over to your right, step forward with the right, back with the left. Still step touching. Then we're going to change that into running arms and do a knee lift. Then we're going to turn that into a hamstring curl and squeeze again. Even do stick up arms if you prefer, or you can just row. Good, then we're going to turn that into a straight leg extension and add an arm lift. And then we go back to that step touch 4 times. Then we go into our knee lift with running arms. And then hamstring curl, squeeze, shoulders. And then straight extension, straight leg. And then we tap in for 2 times, 2 knee lifts, 2 curls, 2 lifts, 1 of each, tap it in, knee lift, curl, extend, do that again, tap it in, knee lift, curl, and extend and come back to center. Step touch. Then angle over to your left, left foot in front, right behind. Step touch. Turn that into that knee lift with those running arms. And then we have that hamstring curl squeeze. And then we have that extension, straight arms, straight legs. Use those glutes to lift that back leg. Back to that step touch for 4. Knee lift for 4. For hamstring curls. For extensions. Two step touches, 2 knee lifts, 2 curls, 2 extensions, 1 of each, step touch, knee lift, curl, extend, and one more time, tap it, knee, curl, and extend, and back to center step touch. Beautiful. Turn that step touch into a forward touch, knee lift, angle it across your body, bring those arms up. Good. 4, 3, 2, back to those toes in front. Back to that touch. 4, 3, 2, wide legs, come on down. Roll through your cat and inhale through your cow, and then drop that right shoulder in, look over the left. Back through center, other way. Alternating and get those legs moving a little bit. Good, bring it on up. Woo. And then let's lift one arm up, stretch, press that heel down, back through center, other arm, reach, press the heel down. Roll it out one more time, bring those arms behind you, extend and lift, and then shake that out. All right, maybe have your chair handy, you may not need it for this, but it's there. And then let's put the ball on the floor. Left foot on the ball with the toes. Then you're going to bend the right knee, slide the ball forward so it kind of goes onto your heel. Feel this in your right quad and glute. Couple more here. Sit into it. Whatever you want with your arms. They can just hang out here if you want. Then we're going to bring that ball to the side, and we're going to start with the leg already a little bit away from you. And you're going to bend that knee and roll the ball out and come back in. And you want to kind of start with it on the outside of the foot so you have somewhere to go. And again, arm movement if you want, or not at all. Two more. Beautiful. All right. This time that ball is going behind you, and you actually want to start with it close to your heel, because as you roll backwards and reach into it, your toes will come on the ball and then forward. For more challenge, your arm would go out in front of you. Welcome back. Everybody's happy to see you. Last two. Oh, and bring that up. Oh, that right glute and hamstring should have felt, or glute and quad should have felt that right leg over left, up and over. Push those hips over, lean to the opposite side, pull your belly button in, let's bow down. Get a little hamstring and outer hip stretch, make sure come into a flat back position, and then lift it up from there and come on back down. I don't know if y'all saw that. Okay. Excuse me. Getting rid of the raccoon, are we? All right. So now this time that ball is underneath your right foot. And it starts on the toes. Left knee is going to bend as you drive that ball forward and back. As always, you can choose something with your arms if you want, or not at all. Beautiful. Bring it up. Bring that ball a little bit to the side, and you want to start with it toward the outside of your foot, because as you roll to the side, it'll come into the arch. Beautiful. And then we step ahead just a little bit. You may even move your chair forward just a little bit. Try not to lose your ball. And then as you do the one to the back, you want to actually start with the ball towards your heel, because as you glide backwards, it'll come towards your toes. Again, always more challenge if you put your arm up. You could bring it down the side, totally up to you. Two more. And bring it up. Ooh, left leg crosses right. We're going to come up and over and shoot that hip over to the side. Then we're going to come down, extend, 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 drop, round, and then flat back and bring it on up. Wow, beautiful. Let's come with that chair. We're going to do a Pilates style push-up. So your hands are going to be close together, facing each other, palms are facing each other. You're going to walk back. You're going to shift your weight, and then I want you to check to make sure you're not behind your arms nor way out in front. Try and have your shoulders directly over your hands. Tuck that tailbone under, pull that belly button in, elbows bend backwards and straighten. Bend and straighten. Try and keep the belly button pulled in. Try and move as a unit. And relax. Let's bend both knees, go into a wide stance, rock, put your one arm in the chair, the other one swings, and then open. Bring it down, switch your arms out, a little bend in those knees, and open the other way. Beautiful. All right. Let's bring that ball between our thighs. Walk those feet in so you feel that inner thigh squeezing. Come up on our tippy toes, bend into your knees, and those knees are coming forward so that it's an imaginary wall behind you. Your heels are off the ground. Squeeze the ball, squeeze the ball from this position. So isometric contraction, heels are lifted, knees are bent forward, and we're squeezing. So you're making sure you're not booty back on this one. And you're just squeezing the ball. Try not to let go and then squeeze. Try to squeeze tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter. Good. Good. Bring it up. Put those heels down for a moment. Deep breath in, right back up again. Sit back down into it. Squeeze the ball and hold it this time. Just a single hold, isometric hold. Squeezing, holding. Holding, holding. You can entertain yourself with arm movement if you want. Yeah. Holding, holding, squeezing, squeezing. Bring it up. Heels come down. One more time. We go up on those tippy toes. We're going to bend those knees, drop into it. We're going to squeeze the ball as hard as we can and come up. Sit down into it. Squeeze that ball as hard as you can and come up. Sit. Squeeze and lift. Good. So we're on our tippy toes the whole time. And we're squeezing that ball. Almost there. Two more. On this one, I want you to stay down and pull, squeeze, squeeze, tighter, 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 in, and relax. Bring those heels down. Roll that ball so it's slightly in front of your right leg. Left leg is off the ground. Right leg, heel lift. And try not to, over here, just gentle with those fingers for balance. 2 more. Good. Stay on that leg, bend that right knee. From there, lift the heel, lift the heel. So just calf work. I'm not bending and straightening that leg. I'm holding that right knee in a bent knee position, but my heel is lifting and lowering. And hopefully you're kind of feeling this by now. And bring that down. Let's just get the other side done and then we'll stretch them both out. So now that ball comes slightly in front of the left leg, right leg is kind of up in the air. And we do our heel raise here. And again, trying to be kind of gentle with your fingers on that chair, if you even need it. It does help the lowering so you don't plop down as much sometimes. But maybe you can not use it and then use it. Or whatever. I think we had these up here, didn't we, huh? 2 more. Beautiful. Then we bend that left knee. And again, we're just going to lift the heel. And relax. All right. First version of our stretch here. You're just going to put your elbows in the chair. Walk your legs back so you're kind of in a pike position, and then just pedal those heels out. You can let your hips move with it. Good. And then leave the left heel down, push back so you get a little stretch through that whole hamstring, then step quite far forward with that right leg, and then lunge into it. Keep that left heel pressing down. Keep that back flat. Make sure that booty's not sticking out. So bring that hip in line with the upper body now. There we go. Bend that left knee. Take it deeper. Roll up on those toes. Turn the toe out and the heel in, but bring that left hip with you. Lunge. Make sure your hips aren't too far back. And then bend that knee. And then roll up on those left toes. Turn them in. Press. Bring your hips with you as always. So make sure that your chest is now open and your hips are with you, not way out here. So shift your weight into that right leg, bend that left knee, and then bring it up. Step back with your right leg. See where I am now? I want you to shift your weight forward. Good. And then keep pressing that right heel down. Try and bring that hip with you as much as possible. Bend that knee. Roll up. Toes out, heel in, press, and if that right hip rotated open, try and bring it with you. And bend the right knee. Roll up, toes in, heel out, lunge, and bend. We'll bring that up. Let's take those toes behind us now, so you're on the toenails, and then just drop into a nice stretch here for the front of the shin. And then other toes, so my toenails go down. So in other words, I'm tucking them backwards like that. Should give you a nice stretch in the front of your ankle. Good. Shake that out, pedal those heels out. All right. Now we're gonna come to our hamstring work. So we're gonna stand up nice and tall, put that ball behind you. You know what, we always start on the right leg. We're starting on the left leg. Put that ball behind your left leg. Bring that heel close to your hip. Bend your right knee and make sure that the left leg, you can see, I should be able to see your right knee, right? So you don't have that leg in front. And then abs in, hamstring curl, that's all. Try and glue your legs together and you'll feel that a little bit more in those medial hamstrings. Good. Now squeeze that ball and push back and come forward, but not way far forward. Push back, squeeze up, tap. Push back, squeeze up, push back, squeeze up, push back, squeeze up. Keep it going. Almost there. Last two. Beautiful. This time we're just going to flare to the side. Leave that leg at the top. Give me a hamstring curl, hamstring curl, hamstring curl. Beautiful. Bring it down, up, squeeze, down, up, squeeze, down, up, squeeze. Keep it going. Couple more here. Last two. And then again, we're going to stay at the top and pulse, pulse. That left leg should be feeling this and relax. Ooh, let's take that left ankle across the right thigh. Extend, rest out in it. Round it down. Extend it out again. Beautiful. Let's do the same on that right side now. So ball is behind that right knee. Left knee is bent and our right leg is behind it. Make sure your booty's not out, it's with you, abs in. And then we're just going to hamstring curl, hamstring curl. Beautiful. Now we're going to push back, push back. Now we put those two things together, push back, squeeze, press back and squeeze, press back and squeeze, press and squeeze. Couple more here. Beautiful. Staying on that left leg with it bent, right leg flares to the side. Good. Leave it up there. Give it a pulsing or squeeze in, squeeze in, squeeze in. Beautiful. Now we come down, up, and squeeze. Down, up, and squeeze. Almost there. And relax. Ooh, right ankle crosses left thigh. Send that tailbone out. Round it under. Send it out again. Beautiful. Come on up. Turn that chair around again for another round of those Pilates style push-ups. You are welcome, if you have a cushion in your chair, you can always try on your knuckles. I don't know how comfortable that will be, but you're welcome to try that. I just set the ball between the thigh for, safekeeping. Keep it going. And then press back. We'll just bend those knees, let both arms hang, shaking hands on your thighs. Roll through a cat, inhale through a cow, open one arm up, back and around, other arm out, open, back and around. And then let's add some big shoulder rolls. Yeah, some stretch in that chest. And those biceps just a little bit. Beautiful. All right, we get to sit in the chair. Ball is gonna be at the back to kind of help you sit tall. It can either be right up against your sacrum, or you could roll it up so it's up against your low back, depending on how deep your chair is, etc. Let's extend that left leg and turn the toe out. Point the toe, sit up tall. If you need to use your arms to help you stay tall, that's fine. Lift the leg off the ground. I don't want you to lift it so far up that you have to lean back, but as far as you can, bend it about 1 inch and stretch it, stretch it. Really tighten that quad. Good. Bring the leg down for just a second, bring it in front, flex through the heel, straighten the leg, bend and push that heel, tighten. Bend and push. Bend and push. Almost there. And relax. Woo, this should be feeling some love there. Drop that left hip off. Let your knee be right underneath the hip. You can even try pushing it back a little farther. Then you can lift that same arm and lean back. Really open it up. And then bring it over to the side, away, come back through center, and then tuck the rib and the hip together and mosey on back through center. Sit nice and tall. Point those right toes, lift it off the ground, and again, it's off to the side here. Bend it about 1 inch and straighten. Bend and straighten. Bend and straighten. Bend and straighten. Keep going. And bring it down, flex through the heel, bring it straight in front of you, bend and straighten. Two more, no, 4 more, sorry. And bring it down, woo, scoot that hip off to the side, bring those toes down, try and get the hip and the knee in one straight line, lean back, arm up, woo, reach back over to the opposite side, and then come back through center and tuck the rib and the hip together. Beautiful. All right, we won't need our chair anymore, but we will need our ball. We're heading down to the ground. So as we come down, we're actually going to start with some glute work. So let's bring that ball underneath our feet. Feet are in a bridge pose. Knees are going to want to gap apart. So do your best to glue them together. Let's bring our arms up. Press the shoulder blades down, lift them up. Just a little bit of shoulder retraction. Arms stay nice and straight. Try and move from just the shoulders. So you lift, round a little bit, and then squeeze them together. Lift and round, squeeze together 2 more times. Lift and squeeze. Last time, lift, squeeze. Let's open our arms into a T and lift those hips up. Find that bridge. See if you maybe could go a little extra inch here. All right, so a couple of options. If you're feeling this in those hamstrings and glutes, you're welcome to stay here. You could try and lift your arms and you may feel that a little more, that little bit of wobbliness. You could put your hands back down or leave them up, and you could tap and lift if you prefer. So several options here. Keep the knees together though. And let's rest on this one. Let your legs just gap apart for a second. Whew. And then we come right back up into that. Feet are still on the ball. Hands are going to stay down this time. Knees are together. Lift up, roll the ball forward till your heels are on it. Roll it back till your toes are on it. Heel, toe. So a little hamstring curl here. and relax. Ooh. Roll the ball out, put your left leg on it so that it's down near your ankle. Left leg is straight, hug that right knee in. It's got a nice hamstring stretch for that right side. So keep pulling that knee in. Let's move through that ankle a little bit for a second, and then reach down and pull the toes back as you lift the heel to the sky. And then bring that right leg out and roll the ball underneath the right leg. Same thing for the left leg. We're gonna hug that left knee in. Get that hamstring stretch in just a second. First a low back stretch. Then we'll reach down, pull those toes back, flex the heel to the sky. Good. And then just put the left foot on the ground. The ball is underneath the right ankle. We've done this before. It's basically a back extension, but it's kind of subtle. So I want you to flex through your right heel and press to lift your hips off the ground, just a couple inches so that you're in that beautiful straight line. And do that a few times for me. Try to keep your shoulders open. You should feel this along the back line of your body. Now, if you want a little more challenge, come up onto the tippy toes of the left leg. You could try just hanging that left leg out in space. You may end up using your arms a little bit more. Take a little pause when you get to the top. And relax. Roll that ball underneath your left ankle so it's in the back. Put your right foot on the ground, shoulders open. Deep breath in, exhale, press into the ball to lift up. I mean, it'd be really easy to just lift my hips using my right leg, but I want you to use your left leg. And then again, if you want to, you could try coming up on the tippy toes of your right leg, or just take that right leg out of it completely. Make sure the arms aren't doing all the work. You want to feel this all along that back chain on that left side. And relax. Woo, all right, that was some backside stuff. Hug those knees in. Let's give those knees a curl in and give them a circle in one direction and then the other. Loosening up here. Let's open into a T, get a little spinal twist. And back through center, other way. And then back through center. So when we use the balls, I really like to do that negative to neutral. So we're going to bring that ball underneath our shoulder blades. We're going to bring our fingertips to the edges of our skull, and then we're going to put the elbows on the ground, keep the head in that nodded yes position, and come up and over the ball. And without pulling on the neck with your fingers, let your ribs push into the ball to lift yourself up back to that neutral position so you're even with the ceiling or parallel with the ceiling. Elbows stay wide. If you can leave them on the ground most of the time, that'd be awesome. If you feel this too much in your neck, you can still create resistance by cradling your head with one hand on the opposite shoulder, but you'll be tempted to push, right, like that. So keep that chin in that exact same position. And as always, if you want to, you can create a longer lever by cradling your head in between your biceps, ears around biceps. Couple more. And relax. Move that ball a little farther down so it's more underneath your low back. And then you're going to come into a balanced position with it underneath your low back. You're going to bring your knees as close to you as you can. So you're curled up in a little ball, but then I want you to lift your legs. Arms come out to support this, right? Shoulders back and down. They're going to want to roll forward, so open them up. And then we tick-tock or pendulum side to side. Try not to have the arms doing this, right? Keep them nice and open. And then we're going to bring our feet down. We're gonna roll back. So now that ball is just behind our sacrum. So it's giving us some support. So we're in that hinged back position, sort of a roll down position, but not so far back that we round, right? So just a little hinge, just like a nice angle here. Okay, in honor of the queen, we're gonna rotate towards me, and I want you to give me your best parade wave. Elbow, wrist, back through center, other way. Twisting and reaching and twisting and reaching. Your best queen wave. Beautiful. Come back through center when you're even. Roll up on that ball. Bring your legs wider than your mat. Sit nice and tall. So when we're on that ball, we can get that nice wedge that allows us to get a better stretch. So bend your knees and just hinge forward, stick that tailbone out, and think about pushing the ball out behind you so you're coming more forward on the ball. So you don't want to see any part of the ball. And then you can start to play with straightening those legs out. Eventually, I'm going to roll forward enough that the ball kind of creates this wedge. Tall through the spine, hinging. I can use my hands behind me to grow tall and hinge, or I can bring them underneath my hamstrings to pull in. I can bring them out front, whatever you guys would like to do. And then let's roll up from there. We're coming all the way over onto our abs with the ball out in front, please. And of course, when we're on our abs, you want to point your toes, lift your kneecaps, pull your belly button in to engage those abs, and then we'll straighten the arms out. And we're going to put the hands on top of the ball. So it's as if I'm diving into a pool. Deep breath in, exhale, press down on the ball, and then inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades together. So you might lift up a little bit in your upper back, but it should come from those shoulder blades rolling into each other. And exhale down, inhale to prepare, exhale to press down, inhale to squeeze back and hold, and exhale down, inhale, exhale, press, squeeze back on the inhale, and exhale down, just a couple more, press down, squeeze back, and back, press, squeeze, hold, exhale down. Last time, inhale, prepare, exhale, press, inhale, squeeze, and exhale down. And then we'll just come back in our resting position, stretch that back out the opposite way. You're welcome to sit on that ball if that feels helpful. And then as we come forward onto our forearms, that ball is going to go right underneath your belly button to support you in a pre-plank. So shoulders back, abs are in, chin nods yes. You can stay here in a pre-plank by simply lifting up. So you're just barely touching the ball, but you're not leaning on it, right? Or you could roll onto the fronts of your thighs, or you can tuck those toes and press into a straight-legged plank. If you're in that straight-legged plank, see if you could move your ball gently without creating any kind of a flat tire. So just a little forward back movement. Now you guys keep going. I'll preview where we're headed. You know this. You can either keep going on that, or you can try the balance if you like. That ball can either come underneath your ankles or underneath your feet or your toes. And you find that same plank position. You're welcome to stay there, or you could pike a little bit by lifting your hips up and then come back down into your plank. And pike it up and come back down into your plank. So you can either hold your plank or do your little pike. When you're done, take a break. Windshield wiper those legs side to side, and then eventually meet me on one elbow facing the front, please. All right. I'm going to basically do both of these really kind of quickly, and you can go skip right up to the balance one if you know where you're headed. You can stick with the lower one. You can decide if you're doing the other one, it's just that tap, lift, tap, lift, tap, lift. If you're doing the balance, as always, your bottom foot goes on first. You leave space for that top foot and then come on up and side plank it. And again, you can just hold if you're in that balance one. If you're doing the tap and lift, maybe do 8 of those. And then come down and switch sides, please. And then as you're ready, on that opposite side, again, it could be a tap lift. If that's your preference, you can stick with that. If you want to do the balance, as always, bottom ankle on first, space for that top foot, and bring it up. And then again, if you're doing the tap lift, at this point, maybe 10 to 12. If you're doing the side plank, just hold it. All right, and we're all coming down and we're rolling over onto our spine for a little stretch. Ball behind the right leg. Hug it in. Let's bring our hands down toward the ankle and pump on that ball and release. Pump and release. Just a little bit of massage for the belly of both muscles on the hamstring and the calf. Good. Squeeze, then pull those toes back and circle for me. And again, because we have that squeeze on the ball, go the opposite way, by the way. You may feel that, you know, giving you a little deeper massage. And then we'll pull those right toes back. We're going to move that ball away. We're going to press that heel towards the sky. You can straighten out that left leg. Then you can see if you can straighten the right. And then again, you can play with those toes. You could bring your hand lower and go back to circles. And then we'll bring that ball behind the right knee again. Give it a nice hug. Right arm to the side. Stick up position if you prefer, or straight arm. Bring that leg over to the left till you start to feel that big stretch, and then put the foot on the thigh of the left leg. And then from there, go ahead if you want into a twist. As you come back through center, simply drape the right leg across the left. Feel that passive inner thigh or figure 4 stretch. Then drag that left heel in. And as we do so, we're going to grab that ball and bring it behind the right hamstring. We'll flex and point that left foot, behind the left hamstring. And then bend that left knee, grab, pull that shin, feel that deeper stretch on that right hip. And then finally, crisscross the right leg all the way over the left. Pull those knees in, and then let them drop to the left, please. Back through center, straighten that right leg out, hug that left knee in, actually bend that right knee, sorry about that. Hug it in, and then maybe reach down so you pull down on the ankle so you feel as you pump that leg. So as I pull my arms, you know, squishing the two sides of my leg together more, I might feel a little bit of a massage for those muscles. And then I'm going to pull those left toes back. Oh, actually, sorry. I'm going to circle before I do that. Still squishing the ball between the belly of both muscles. And then I'm going to pull those toes back, move that ball out, press that heel up in the air, straighten out the right leg at this point if you can. And then straighten that left leg. And again, as always, you can mobilize or you can move your hand down. And we bring that ball back behind it, the left knee, hug it in, bring it to the right. When you feel that deep stretch on the left hip, let's go ahead and put the foot on the right leg, right thigh, and then into that twist you go. As you mosey back through center, you're in your passive figure 4. Enjoy that for a moment, then drag that right heel in, ball comes out, goes behind the right hamstring. We're going to flex and point. And rotate. And we'll bend that right knee, And let's pull in even closer for a deeper stretch on that left hip. Then that knee goes all the way on top. Hug both knees up and in, and then out in that T position. Come on back through center. You can let your ball relax. Reach arms and legs long, point, and then flex. Roll up if you like to do roll-ups, or just meet on your hands and knees. Hands out front. Inhale, cow, and exhale, cat. Moving forward and back. Moving over to the side if you want, make it kind of circular. And then eventually come back through center, tuck the toes, press up. Feel free to pedal out your heels again. And then wide stance, wide yes and shake no. Bend your knees, roll it up. Curtsies and curtsies.